Welcome, replay viewers. I just want to take this opportunity to share an experience with everyone. We'll actually be making a trip to Europe at the end of April, and fortunately for me, it required me to get a visa because I'll be taking my in-laws with me, and they do not have U.S. passports. So as it so turns out, when you want to go to Europe, you do not have a U.S. passport. It requires you to make lengthy trips to consulates to acquire visas. For our zone, we happen to be in Miami. So today I find myself in sunny Miami, Florida. I am from Florida, but I'm also from the northern part of the state. And at the moment, it's quite chilly up there. It's a stark contrast from what we have here in Miami. It's a beautiful boulevard. Leads us to a bay front. There's a nice little park here. Let's take a walk through the park, just give you guys an idea of what they have here. You can also see some ports at the end there. Welcome. Just taking a look at the main boulevard here at downtown Miami, Florida. So once you get down this boulevard, it's actually a very famous park here. And I've already taken a short look at some of the things that they have to offer at this park. How's it going? Just showing Miami, Florida. Beautiful Miami, Florida here today. So this park's a nice little outside. We're in Miami, Florida. It's a nice little outside shopping center. There's a nice place for you to grab some food, grab some authentic dishes. They even have their own little walk of fame here. It is nice. I noticed that they may have just started this walk of fame because there's still very, very few stars here. But just to give you an idea of what they do have, got this guy here. This is the few that they have. I know if you guys are like myself, I definitely enjoyed this ride along 2 that came out. And if you didn't know, they actually did most of the filming down here in Miami for Ride Along 2. So we have Kevin Hart. We have the Ride Along 2 star. And of course Ice Cube, which is, a wonderful director and actor. So another thing that I found when I took just a little bit of a stroll here, because I've actually never been to Miami, though I am a Florida native. That's just the namesake there, Bayside Park. I'm a Florida native, but I've never been to Miami. So one of the things I found very interesting is at this park, it's kind of the centerpiece, is this tree. And this tree is actually, I believe, 110 years old. I'll show you the plaque here in just a moment. And I thought it was sort of encouraging that they were able to keep this tree going for all this time through all the development. Hello, how's it going? We're in Miami, Florida, and I'm just sharing my experience. And I know you guys just jumped on here, but as I was saying in the beginning, I'm from Panama City, Florida, which is at the northern part of the state. It is a beach town. It is a tourist town. However, I'm here for a visa. I'm taking my in-laws to Europe at the end of April, and it requires me to get them a visa for their passports. I do have a U.S. passport, so I do not need a visa to go to Europe. However, for them, they will be needing one. So we have to come to the consulate, we have to interview, we have to process an application in order to get these visas. I'm just going to show you the side here. I happen to know this kiosk with the python and the 2 parrots does not want to be videotaped. So it's going to take a little bit of a stroll here to where part of the port can be seen. You can see Carnival in the back there. You can see a nice little Hard Rock Cafe. I am recording with the iPhone 6s Plus, so the optical image stabilization is quite nice for this kind of stroll. So if you've never been to Florida, what you'll find out is that every great beach town, and some that are not so much of a great beach town, they like to have these outside malls. And actually that's where we find ourselves. So we're here where a lot of the boats are docked. And that's actually the backside of some stores. And you got the Hard Rock Cafe. It wouldn't be a great tourist spot if there wasn't a nice Hard Rock Cafe And you can barely see it here in the photo, but if you look straight ahead, there's a red tip right there. So that's actually the top of one of the major cruise lines. If you get a nice aerial view of Miami, you'll notice that they're actually in quite the line there. There's probably 8 or 10 of them there in that line. Now, I might be able to show it a little bit later on when I go on the beach side. Right now I am on the downtown side, so we're actually not on the beach side. This is just where the boats come into port. So you have a lot of the private boats. You have some charter. You have some for businesses, that kind of advertising. But here at this Bayside Park, we have shopping. We have authentic food. There's a lot of authentic food. I've already seen treats from different countries. A lot of Italian, German. I've seen some Mexican influences. We also have a lot of nice outdoor kiosks. So I'm just going to take a little stroll. I think we'll end over there at the Hard Rock. It's a nice little place to kind of encompass the idea of your basic American outside mall and tourist spot. So it is nice. Not all of them actually have shaded areas, so that's kind of unique for this particular place. So you'll notice that you have a variety of shops. You know, we just passed T-Mobile kiosks. It's one of the major 4 carriers in the United States. And then we have some of these smaller little, personally owned shops. That sort of resembles the idea of a flea market, but this is actually not a flea market. This is an actual, shopping plaza. Hello from Argentina. I'm in Miami, Florida. I'm taking you guys on my excursion to get German visas for entry. I'm going to make entry into Germany at the end of April. April 30th is when I'm going. I'll be taking my in-laws. They do not have U.S. passports. The passports they do hold require them to have entry visas. So we are down here to apply for those visas. And I'm just sharing a little bit of experience. We drove down a day early. My appointment's actually tomorrow morning. Right now it's about 1:13 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, United States. So I haven't done a Periscope in a while, but just to give you guys an overview, I will be sharing a lot of Periscopes in the next couple months leading up to the trip, through my trip, and I'll actually be making another trip at the end of the summer to Southeast Asia. So I like to share things about culture, share Periscopes about traveling. I'm also a teacher, so I share things related to the job at times. So this is just a basic shopping strip here. We're just trying to make our way to the Hard Rock Cafe. I do not speak Spanish. However, what I found very quickly is that everyone in Miami does. So we're in beautiful Miami, Florida. And I'm just sharing my experience. Oh, the evil green circle. I'm actually a former employee of Starbucks. Worked there for a few years. I do appreciate some of what they do. However, the first place that I stopped was a nice, authentic Italian bistro. Yeah, so there's Italian bistros around the corner from my hotel. I'm actually in downtown Miami at my hotel. It's about a 5-minute walk from this Bayside Park. They actually sell Illy Espresso, which is something that I've already encountered. I've been to Europe a couple times before, and Illy Espresso is one of the most popular brands there. And it was really nice. If you want to check it out on my Instagram, it's actually the same name, Joshua229, with an I for Instagram. So Joshua229i, it's in my profile. I've got a couple of photos of that bistro, and some photos I've taken so far on my little journey in Miami. So I don't think we're going to walk all the way to the end here. Let me see if I can make a little segue back to the bay. And guys, this is the United States. Not everyone is comfortable being recorded, so you'll notice a lot of angry looks as I walk by. I'm just kind of ignoring them. I'm just in beautiful Miami. I've made my way back. So I've actually made my way to some of the bars on the edge here. And you'll see a Hard Rock Cafe, and they have water taxis. That's very, very unique to this area. That's not everywhere. Just to give you an idea, there's a lot of open bars here. People are on vacation, they like to relax. But I actually started way over there by those flagpoles, and I've made my way over here to beside the Hard Rock Cafe. I wanted to keep this short. I figured 5 or 10 minutes was plenty of time to show you guys the bay, show you a little bit about the sights and sounds of Miami, Florida, and just share a little bit about the process of getting, a travel acceptance into the European, they call them Schengen states. It's about 27. Hello. All right, so try to get a visa to get to entry into Europe, and maybe I'll share a little bit about some of those requirements, but it's really, really hard to complain when it takes you to Miami, Florida. As a Florida native, I have never made it to Miami, Florida. It's at the very, very bottom of the state. The only further south you can go is to Key West. So I was kind of excited to come down here. I'm actually from the center of the state, Orlando, but now I live in Panama City, Florida, which is the very, very northern part of the state. We have a little bit of road block here. So it is a little windy. I know we're hearing a lot of wind. This is just actually some of the ocean coming in. So getting it a little bit away from the bay, you'll notice a little bit more wind as you get closer to the water here. It's a beautiful place. I mean, I had a great first impression. Staying downtown, of course you get downtown sorts of things. You get to see things that maybe you don't particularly want to, to deal with, but it's a general downtown area. So you can see some of the port there. Over at the end, you see Royal Caribbean's, some office buildings there. And actually, if we go here, let me see if I can avoid a little bit of traffic. You can actually get a nice view of one of the ships right there. That's actually the one that I was pointing out earlier. I've just made my way down to the bay, and we're actually able to see it now. So this is the bay side. I will actually make my way over to the beach later on today, and maybe I'll share some of the beach. It'll be my first impression of Miami Beach. I've been all over Florida to many, many, many beaches, big and small alike. However, this will be my first excursion to Miami Beach. So it'll be kind of a nice thing I'd like to share with everyone. As I said before, I know I have not been periscoping lately. I've been very busy with trying to make good plans, and now those plans are starting to set themselves into motion, and I'd like to share the journey with you. So we are just over a month and a half out from my trip to Europe, and I'm here to get visas, to acquire visas for my in-laws. And actually, this Bayfront Park, just to give you guys an idea, this is downtown Miami. So the buildings run right to the water right here in Miami, all the way to the water. And that's actually, my hotel is one of those buildings you see. So we've made our way to kind of the picturesque part of the park. It's a beautiful thing to be able to get the water, the downtown area, and this nice shopping center, all kind of in one photo here, one frame. So just wanted to share this little stroll, and later on we'll take a look at the beach side. I'd like to share that with you guys. But yeah, this is the first part of what I think will be several parts of sharing my journey to traveling back to Europe this year. So thanks for watching, and tune back in later on.